What's up everyone, Tyler Medeiros here and welcome to TylerMedeirosTV. For those of you who are not subscribed, you can subscribe down below so you don't miss a video, and for those of you that are, welcome back. In today's video, we're going to be getting into something actually really interesting. I'm heading out and we're going to be visiting an abandoned location. But quickly before we get into today's video, if you're not following me on my social medias like Instagram and Twitter, you could go ahead and do that now. You can follow me on Instagram at @TheRealTylerMedeiros and on Twitter at TylerMedeiro. So yes, like I said, we are heading out right now and we're going to be visiting an abandoned location that I actually had come across a while back. If you guys have seen my video when I was looking for that abandoned gas station and I actually couldn't find it, so I'm not sure what the reason behind that is, but I actually came across this location, so I pinpointed it on my map. I'm gonna go back and investigate this place and maybe see if I could see what had happened there or maybe what it used to be. Now, something for me that I find interesting is going to abandoned locations or these old locations and just seeing what maybe the history is, or maybe, you know, what was there before, and just wondering how things maybe were before it was abandoned and forgotten about. So yes, in today's video we are on our way to this abandoned location. I pinpointed it on my map when I was on the cruise for that gas station, so I actually searched it up and I could see the ruins on Google Maps. So I'm heading back there and I'm hoping that, you know, it's still there, and I'm hoping I could find it. I was able to find it on Google Maps, like I said, so I know exactly where it is. So that's where we're heading right now, and we're just gonna be exploring the location and maybe see, you know, why it was abandoned, and also maybe see if we could find any evidence of what it actually used to be. I'm not exactly sure if it was a house or not. It looks like it could have been a really old house. So I'm excited to get there. I'm on my way there right now and I'm gonna be there in no time. But since I have some time before I get there, for those of you that do not know about game night, I go live right here on TylerMedeirosTV every Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern time, where you could tune in and play a game with Haley and I. And for those of you that have already joined us on game night and know what it's all about, I want to thank you guys so much for always making it so special and amazing. It's always a good time and it's always exciting to see you guys and catch up with you guys. So yes, make sure you subscribe and turn on post notifications so you don't miss it when I go live and when I upload. But guys, I will catch up with you once I get to the location. Alright guys, so I just pulled up to the location and it looks a lot different than it does on Google Maps. You actually can't see the ruins from the street, when before, the first time that I drove by, when I first noticed it, which was actually a few months ago, I was able to see it from the street. That's how I noticed it. So I'm actually interested to see if it's still there, or if, you know, maybe something happened to it. But yes, I'm here at the location. I'm here at the entrance. I'm parked up. I'm about to grab the camera and head in and see if I could find it, and see if, you know, I find anything that's, you know, unique and different and could maybe give me a little bit of information about the ruins and maybe what it used to be. So let's get into it. Alright guys, so this is the entrance. I'm gonna be heading in. It's a little bit of a walk, I would say maybe about a minute, and let's see if we could find these ruins. So everything has really grown since the last time I drove past here. The first time I drove past here, like I said guys, I was able to see the ruins from the street, and now I actually can't. And okay, so I'm moving up here a little bit and I could actually see a little bit of the structure through the trees. So we're gonna be walking up on it in just a moment. It's not too far from the street, but everything has really grown, so it makes it a little bit difficult to see it from the street. But yeah, here we go guys. I'm walking up on it right now and let's check this out. All right, so you can kind of see a little bit of a path here, because look, like I said guys, it's really like grown out. So just trying to watch my step here. I don't want to step on anything that I shouldn't be stepping on. But here we are guys, we're getting into it right now, and these are the ruins. This is what's left of this structure, at least, and it looks interesting. I'm gonna get closer. I'm gonna try and get as close as I can to this. It's really high bushes, and As you guys can see, those spiky things there. There's not really a path here. Should have brought something to kind of push these bushes down, but I wasn't expecting it to be like this. But here we go, guys. All right, I'm here, finally on the entrance of the structure, and there's some really creepy entrance there that takes you further back. A lot of pieces of metal. Yes, and actually something interesting that I'm going to be getting into telling you guys now that I'm here and I could kind of see the ruins and, you know, what had happened here. I definitely know exactly what had happened here, and I'm going to be getting into that story on the way home, but let's look into this a little bit more. So yeah, guys, now that I'm here and I'm looking around in the ruins, I could actually see what had possibly happened here. I don't know what it used to be, but I definitely know what had happened to the structure that made it now ruins. And I'm going to be getting into the story a little bit on my way home. Not the story of this, but an interesting story that I actually kind of find odd. And yeah, it definitely has to do with this place. But you guys will see what's around, and I'll be getting into telling you guys the story on the way home. And the evidence just really points to exactly what I thought happened here. I think it happened here. Because like I said, guys, the evidence is here. So without getting into too much of the story, you could kind of see, you know, what this is. And guys, these are ashes. This wood has been burnt to a crisp. So like I said, I'm going to be telling you guys the series of events that has been really strange with places like this. And it just goes to show that what I was researching on my way here is really true. Now, I do not want to go back there into the door, but maybe I'll take a little peek in there. I'll put the camera in there or something, but I really don't want to go back there. But yeah, guys. Whoa, what was that? Alright, I think I'm just hearing things. Yeah, as you guys can see, there's just all this metal everywhere that is just rusted and just destroyed completely, and tons of ashes and burnt wood. It's giving me a really eerie feeling here. Try and get out. What are those little spikes that got me? But yeah, guys, look at this. This is absolutely unreal. Here we go. I'll try and get a little closer here. Hello? I'm alone, but it doesn't feel like I'm alone. It actually feels like something's watching me. Well, let's get a little closer to this door right here. Or should I say what used to be a door. But guys, check this out. Like, look at all the burnt wood. All the structure from the building is just completely burned. And, you know, the bricks or whatever you want to call it is just in crumbs. I really wonder what it used to be. Maybe it was like a farmhouse or something like that. But there was definitely a fire here. Alright guys, let's try and go in there a little bit. I'm going to put my shirt over my face because I'm not exactly sure what's in there. So I'm going to put my shirt over my face and let's take a little peek. Oh, it's just a little room here. Alright, I think I'm gonna go in. See if I can move these. There we go. There we are. Alright, I'm in here. Now guys, I got my shirt over my face just in case, you know, there's some things in here growing that I do not want to breathe in. This actually seems kind of put together, doesn't seem burnt. So I want to say that maybe the fire was more to the front of it in the main structure. But this is definitely giving me a really weird feeling, so let's get back out there. Alright, so there we have it. I found what I came for, and exactly what I had expected to have happened to this structure had happened. And like I told you guys a little bit earlier on, I'm going to be getting into telling you guys some really weird stories and a series of weird events. Exactly what I had expected to have happened to this structure had happened. And like I told you guys a little bit earlier on, I'm going to be getting into telling you guys some really weird stories and a series of weird events. And it's just, I'm like a little bit at a loss for words, just because I wasn't expecting it to be like this, or to have something like this had happened to it. But also at the same time, all the stories and everything that I was researching pointed to, you know, the fall of these ruins being a really big fire. But yeah, guys, let's head back to the car. I didn't bring any spirit boxes or anything like that, because I really just thought it was just, you know, some ruins and stuff like that. But now it's making me want to, you know, investigate maybe a little bit more. Maybe I'll come back another day and do a spirit box and see if we connect with anything. Hold on, I was just on my way back to the car, and I looked back over here, and you could kind of see what looks to be probably what was like a railway cart or something, like something that they had like on tracks rolling, because you could see the wheels and what seems to kind of be like tracks, or maybe, you know, what they used to put on the tracks to roll down on these tracks. I personally don't see any tracks around here that they could be using, but it seems really old, so it's probably super grown over and doesn't exist anymore. But yeah, guys, let's get back to the car. Okay, so I'm back in the car, and before I start heading home, I'm going to be getting into telling you guys the weird series of events that I came across while I was trying to research this place and get a little bit of information on possibly what it could have been or what used to be here. Now, as I was researching this place and I typed in the address and tried to find, you know, a little bit of history, a lot of things popped up, but I wasn't able to find something about this location. But everything that had popped up, it was all a series of fires that would happen. Now, what really makes it weird is all these fires that would happen was in places exactly like this one. Now, when I first got here, I was not expecting to see any evidence of a fire. I just thought maybe it was an abandoned and forgotten place. But the stories that I was reading about while I was researching this place all had to do with the places catching fire, and not just little fires. I mean like massive fires that leave places in complete ruins. I personally thought just coming here would satisfy my need of just finding out what this place was, but now that I've been here, I want to go home and research even more and see if I could find this place exactly and possibly what had happened to it. But like I said, guys, when I was researching this place, there was like dozens of places that caught fire like this, and there's dates beside them and everything, and even the location of where they're in between. And I wasn't able to find this place, but everything that I was reading about that happened to these other places, now that I've come to this location, it seems that this location has to be part of those stories. So I'm gonna be heading home now and doing a little bit more of investigating to see if maybe I could find a little bit more information about this exact location. But I don't know, guys, it just gave me a really weird feeling being here, and I'm completely alone. No one came with me, and there's no one around this place, and it just felt like somebody was watching you. But right now, guys, let's head home. Okay, I'm back at home, and now that I've actually gone and visited the location, I was able to actually do a little bit more research now that I knew what I was looking for. Now I actually came across something that is really interesting about this place. I was able to find out exactly what it used to be, which it used to actually be a barn. The barn has been abandoned for many, many years, but it's not abandoned due to a fire. The fire actually happened afterwards. And on top of that, the fire that happened at this barn didn't happen too long ago. I was able to find out that the fire that happened at this barn happened on December 5th, 2017. So only 3 years ago this happened. Now I wasn't able to find any photos of the barn before it was abandoned, but I was able to find some photos before all the destruction happened there. In this photo that I'm about to show you, you can see firefighters putting out the fire that happened at this barn. Now, just because this fire happened just as recent as 2017 doesn't mean that there's not some residual energy of what happened there before. Now, something that's really interesting is the fire that had happened was actually started by somebody. After the fire happened, the police were investigating to find out who had maybe set the fire. Come to find out that the person who set this fire had also set multiple other fires. After a few years of investigating, the police were able to find out who had set not only this fire, but the other fires as well, and took the necessary actions. Now, after digging a little bit deeper into the story, I actually came across an article that said it wasn't only abandoned places that this person set on fire. This person also set 2 vehicles on fire. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and close out today's video here. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. If you did, give it a nice big thumbs up. I really do appreciate it. And also a quick reminder for those of you that do not know, I go live right here on TylerMedeirosTV every Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, where you can tune in and play a game with Haley and I right here live. So make sure you subscribe, turn on post notifications so you don't miss it when I upload and when I go live. But I want to thank you guys so much for all the love, support that you guys continuously give me, and I will see you guys in my next video. Peace.